Tonight on WTOP 10 Nightly News, it's Anti-Hazing Week at SUNY Oswego. What events are being held across campus?
And an acclaimed photographer and alumni visits SUNY Oswego this week. When and where he will be located.
But first, SUNY Oswego's Rice Creek is chosen as a recipient of an important grant. How much it is worth and what will it go towards?
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Piper Kiernan.
And I'm Brady Hauser.
SUNY Oswego is one of more than a dozen schools that are receiving a grant from the New Outdoors for All program. The Chancellor of SUNY, John B. King Jr., says the program will be used to promote inclusivity, sustainability, wellness, and community development. The grant, which is worth $8,000, will support individual SUNY campus efforts to facilitate year-round outdoor opportunities.
SUNY Oswego will use the grant to address key issues at the Rice Creek Field Station, including resurfacing existing trails, replacing old features, and providing new signs. This grant will play a big role in helping Rice Creek Field Station complete their mission of supporting academic instruction and research. SUNY Oswego is hosting a pollen party during Family Weekend at the Rice Creek Family Station this Saturday from 11 to 3. The celebration connects the campus to becoming a bee campus and supplies pollinators on campus. There will be a nature walk and live music at the event. Rice Creek's parking lot is limited, so families are advised to use the free campus van shuttle during the event.
SUNY Oswego students have two opportunities tomorrow to hear from acclaimed photographer, alumnus Daniel Weiss. At 3 p.m. in Hewitt Hall, Weiss will present photography, passion, and possibilities, sharing stories from his career shooting for clients like Gatorade, ABC News, and People magazine. Then at 5 p.m. in the Penfield Library lobby, he'll lead a moving session in the Holocaust Survivor Series, highlighting his portrait project that honors the stories and strength of 18 Holocaust survivors.
The Oswego County's Children's Fund is hosting Cosmic Bowling event on October 24th at Lighthouse Lanes. The Children's Fund gives Christmas gifts to families in need. Sign-ups are now open for teams of 6 and costumes are required. The Children's Fund also will be accepting toys and donations at their door as well as on their website, www.oswegochildrensfund.com.
The Office of Student Conduct is holding a series of events to fight against hazing culture.
Here's WTOP 10 reporter Dominic Ciccarelli with more.
Thanks, guys. You heard right, this week is Hazing Prevention Week. Hazing is often described as forcing dangerous or humiliating situations on others under the threat of social exclusion or some other form of punishment. Often this happens on college campuses in fraternities or sororities. So how is SUNY Oswego fighting back against hazing? Well, this week there are a few events to look out for. On Monday, there was Lakers Donut Haze. Free donuts were given out at a table in MCC to students who signed a pledge not to participate in hazing. Who wouldn't want a free donut? Today, also in the tabling area of MCC, was the These Hands Don't Haze banner, which saw students coming up and putting their handprints on a paper banner after taking the aforementioned pledge. I had the opportunity to speak to Director of Student Conduct, Brandon Bennett, to talk more about what Hazing Prevention Week is all about.
Yep, so we have a speaker who's coming on Thursday, the CEO of Greek University, Dr. Mike Ayalon, and so he's going to be basically presenting on some research that he did, but also talking with students about effective ways to get rid of hazing culture or hazing traditions and what to really implement in its place so that way groups have the ability to sustain long-term and are potentially, archiving traditions or activities that have just grown out of date with modern times.
You may have missed the free donuts, which were very good, but the banner will be around on Thursday, and there are still plenty of other events going on for Hazing Prevention Week. To see what's next, visit oswego.edu/Hazing Prevention Week and take the pledge for yourself. That's all from my report. Now let's get back to the desk.
Thanks, Dominic. It seems this week could bring some sun and not too high temps, which you won't catch me complaining about.
I gotta agree, Piper. Let's hear more with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Bradley Jacobs.
Thanks, guys. And it has been a nice sunny return to the week as the sunshine will return for the rest of the week. Now, we can expect those drier conditions to also continue with the excessive sunshine throughout the rest of the week. And fall has finally arrived with these cooler temperatures finally setting in here in the middle of October. And never fear, because rain showers are maybe coming back this weekend. I'll have all that and more in my full weather forecast ahead. But for now, back to the desk.
Thanks, Bradley. CNY Family Care on Brittenfield Parkway said it will stop accepting United Healthcare Commercial and United Medical Resources, better known as UMR insurance plans, starting next year. CNY Family Care said patients who want to stay with their doctors must switch to another plan that's still in work in the network. Those who do not will need to find care elsewhere by start of next year.
Vice Principal of H.W. Smith Elementary School, Jamie Perez Garcia, age 54, has been charged with endangering the welfare of a child and unlawful dealing with a child. Officers found a 15-year-old girl in a pickup truck with Perez Garcia on October 10th. Police recovered a bottle of alcohol and 2 shot glasses in the vehicle. The investigation on the matter is still ongoing.
The Bronx man who was arrested on claims he murdered an elderly couple in their home last month has pled not guilty. 42-year-old James McGriff is charged with 50 counts, including first-degree murder, second-degree murder, kidnapping, arson, and burglary. The NYPD alleged that McGriff broke into and set fire to the home of Frank and Maureen Olton after torturing the couple before going on a spending spree with their credit cards. McGriff faces up to life in prison. Still ahead tonight, Charlie Kirk is being honored with the Medal of Freedom.
Plus, a crowd in Chicago gets hit with tear gas. Find out more after the break.
Get rid of all the questions.
If only we had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch.
Well, do we have a show for you?
Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed?
On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises.
And tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP 10.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to your nightly news here on WTOP 10. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Bradley Jacobs, and taking a look at our current conditions, about 55 and partly cloudy outside. Still have some clouds hanging around as we expect those to clear on out. The dew point's in at about 53, creating a humidity of about 92%. Pressure well above 1,000 millibars, indicating those conditions will be clearing on out, and the wind's coming out of the southwest at about 6 miles per hour. Now, taking a look around New York State, we can see western New York all the way down to Randolph and Buffalo in the high to mid to even the low 50s. Coming on down the I-81 corridor, Oswego at 55, Syracuse 52, 52 in Binghamton, Cortland our cold one of the night at 49, all the way down to Utica, Delhi also in the low 50s, and the capital region all the way on down into the Catskills, also in about the mid 50s. Now, we have seen a lot of temperature fluctuations here lately, and we can see that the fall-like temperatures are going to continue well into this week, with temperatures 5 to 6 degrees below average, creating that nice fall that we've been looking for. Now, picking back up into the weekend, we can expect temperatures to be a little bit more unseasonably warm, and then heading into next week, back into average temperatures. Now, it is fall, and we are looking for all these fall-like activities. Well, if you're looking to do some fun this weekend, it is going to be about 67 degrees, 67 or so, with some rain showers. So if you're looking to do outdoor activities, either pack that umbrella, have that raincoat ready on Saturday. Sunday, we might expect some more rain showers, but Saturday might be your day if you want to go outside and do some activities. Also happening this weekend, we have our first hockey game. San Jose, looking for a goaltender. We have our first hockey game here. It's an exhibition game taking on the St. John Fisher Cardinals. Right around puck drops, we're going to have those chance of showers. Otherwise, it's going to be 67 and mostly cloudy for the afternoon time for the women's game. Now, if neither of those are really your cup of tea, it's a great weekend to be indoors, go gambling. And if you had 56 degrees on your 3-leg parlay, you just won big here. Maybe play that at the casino this weekend. Now, heading into our extended weather forecast, we can see finishing out the week well like fall temperatures with the sunshine coming back into the mix of things. Heading into the weekend, a warm up Saturday again, 6-7 degrees or so. Heading into Sunday at 68 with rain showers well into Sunday into Monday, about 70 to 80% chance of rain Sunday into Monday. And then after Monday and Tuesday, cooling right back down into the fall-like temperatures back into the low 60s and high 50s. That's all for my full weather forecast tonight. Back to you guys at the desk.
Bradley, thank you. A month after the incident at Utah Valley University, the late Charlie Kirk is being honored with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Today, President Trump appeared at the ceremony accompanied by Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk. The ceremony was held at the White House's Rose Garden. President Trump described Kirk as a true American hero who is beyond his years.
Chaos ensued on Chicago's east side today. Federal agents fired tear gas to break up a forming crowd. This incident occurred after what appeared to be a car crash, but isn't known what exactly led to the agents' actions. The crowd appeared to be shouting at the agents before the tear gas was deployed. The agency involved has not been released.
Tensions are rising between China and the U.S. as President Trump says he plans a 100% tariff hike on China.
Here's Amy Kiley with more.
Some way to kind of coexist with China as we still are strategic rivals.
Today, the U.S. and China are imposing new port fees on each other's ships amid the threat of more tariff hikes. That's according to the U.S. Trade Representative and the Chinese Ministry of Transport. The fees are another import cost for businesses on top of duties.
We're in a pattern of escalation and now hopefully towards de-escalation, paving the way for President Trump to meet with Xi Jinping just a couple of weeks from now in Korea.
The port fees are part of escalating trade policies between the two countries. Chinese analysts accuse the U.S. of starting this latest tit-for-tat by imposing new export controls last month. They say that's why China recently tightened restrictions on rare earth minerals. They're important for cars, electronics, and semiconductors. As a result, President Donald Trump is threatening a triple-digit tariff hike on Chinese imports by November 1st. Beijing is warning of retaliation if that happens, but both sides say they'd prefer a resolution. In a social media post Sunday, Trump says, quote, "Don't worry about China, it will all be fine. And the USA wants to help China, not hurt it."
The 100% tariff does not have to happen. I imagine that I will have some contact with my counterpart and then the two leaders will meet.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
President Trump is set to meet with President Xi Jinping this month.
This meeting can lead to a de-escalation of tensions.
President Donald Trump announced the U.S. military attacked a boat that carried suspected drug traffickers off the coast of Venezuela. President Trump says the boat in question are affiliated with the designated foreign terrorist organization. This comes after several strikes were being carried out over the last few months. This is at least the 5th time the U.S. military have completed strikes of this manner.
The International Committee of the Red Cross has received the remains of hostages from Hamas in the center of Gaza City. The remains are given to the Red Cross, who transferred them to Israel authorities. 4 coffins carrying the remains of deceased hostages have been handed to the Red Cross. Now the coffins are set to be taken to the Israel Defense Forces and the Israel Security Agency.
When WTOP 10 Nightly News continues, a new test has been approved to combat Alzheimer's.
And J.P. Morgan is investing a big chunk of change into the national security.
If you like action, romance,
if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surfaces this.
floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
There's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Look at the number of disasters in the U.S. Chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No. Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to
WTOP 10 Nightly News.
In consumer news, Lay's announced what they are calling the biggest rebrand in their nearly 100-year history. The top-selling potato chip brand in the U.S. has redesigned its chip bags and recipes for the packaging. Lay's said its new logo has a warmer, more distinct sun and has now sun rays, or Lay's rays, beaming from it. It also added the text "made with real potatoes" on the bag. Lay's said it's removing artificial flavors and colors from its core products in the U.S. by the end of the year.
Love me a good potato chip. JP Morgan Chase said it will invest $10 billion in defense contractions and artificial intelligence. Business to help protect the U.S. economy and trade tensions rise will countries like China. The bank also says it will help facilitate $1.5 trillion in investments in companies' importance for national economy security over the next 10 years. JP Morgan says it'll put its financial muscle behind U.S. efforts to produce items like computer chips and electric vehicles stateside instead of importing those products.
On Monday, the Food and Drug Administration approved another blood test that could help determine whether someone has Alzheimer's disease. Roche Diagnostics developed the new test with pharmaceutical company Eli Lilly. Officials say the test is geared toward adults 55 and older who are showing signs of a cognitive decline. It works by testing for high levels of protein known to be associated with Alzheimer's. Instagram is further cracking down on what millions of young people can see on the platform, aligning its teen account's safety setting with the guidelines for PG-13 movies.
Ivan Rodriguez reports on what young boys are really seeing on social media and what parents can do to help their children navigate it.
From social media to gaming, young men online face a digital life that provides both connections and challenges, and it's having a significant impact on how they see themselves and others, according to a new Common Sense Media survey.
This is shaping young boys, young men's image here across the country. And the images are everything from fighting to body image to being tough to making money.
CEO and founder of Common Sense Media, James Steyer, says in most cases, young boys aren't searching for these posts. 68% of them say the content automatically shows up on their feeds.
It's actually just being sent to them directly by the big social media platforms in order to make money. We have a youth mental health crisis in this country, but also a crisis among boys and young men.
91% of boys see messages about body image or appearance, like dressing a certain way and having clear skin, according to the study. Those with high exposure to such messages are more than 4 times as likely to say social media makes them think they should change their appearance. 69% also regularly see content promoting gender roles in problematic ways, such as posts suggesting girls prefer to date a particular kind of guy or use their looks to achieve their goals.
I think it's a very powerful public education message to the boys themselves and to kids in general, but also to their parents and educators. Platforms have been getting away with some really offensive and inappropriate algorithmic content for years. It's about time they were held accountable, period.
The survey highlights just how deeply social media and gaming content can influence the way young men view themselves and the world around them, often without them even realizing it.
Experts say it's a wake-up call for parents, educators, and tech companies to step up, because the content these boys are exposed to isn't just shaping their screens, it's shaping their identities.
Coming up in sports, Aiden Saavedra gives us a season preview of Lakers D3 hockey.
Aiden, what you got for us?
Thanks, guys. The Lakers men's ice hockey team will open up their season this weekend against St. John's Fisher. The Lakers are coming off their SUNYAC championship winning season. They'll play St. John Fisher on Saturday night, 7 p.m. at the Deb. This will be the first of 2 exhibition games before they begin league play against SUNY Geneseo on November 7th. Oswego beat Plattsburgh last year in the SUNYAC finals. That rematch will take place on November 14th during Whiteout Weekend, and trust me, we will flip the bird. That's all for my sports report this week, but coming up in sports after the break, Lucas Marcus is going to talk about pro soccer and a former Laker hockey player's number retirement.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
If you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
Surface is this? Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh, boy!
only on WTOP.
Welcome back to WTOP Nightly News. I'm Lucas Marquez, your sports report. The Oswego State men's hockey team will win one of its founding league legends next month. The Lakers decided to retire the number 1 jersey, the jersey that was for Gordon Pete Sears, the program's first All-American and 1972 Olympic silver medalist. Sears had an interruption in his career when he served in the military in the Vietnam War. After that, he went to earn All-American honors and later helped the U.S. win the silver in Japan for the Olympics. After his playing career, he coached hockey in a local high school for over 30 years and became a mentor for generations of Oswego athletes. The ceremony will take place on November 15 at the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. Staying here in Oswego, the Oswego State men's golf team closed out their fall season at the Empire A Championship in Rome, New York. The Lakers finished 6 out of 8 teams overall after a great second round at Tuquega Country Club. Thijs Helmick led the team again with 76 to finish 7th individually, followed by Jack Shaw at plus 16 and Sam Ligas at plus 20. The team showed consistency across the entire roster with steady rounds from Justin Alvord, Evan McDonald, and John Onion. With the fall season complete, the Lakers will now regroup and return to action in spring 2026. Now moving to pro sports, the international stage, the World Cup is getting closer every day. The U.S. men's national team is currently in action facing Australia in Commerce City. Their last game ended in a 1-1 draw against Ecuador, with both sides showing solid defense but struggling to finish changes in the final third. The U.S. continues to build momentum heading into the next summer for the World Cup in home soil, where they look to take advantage of hosting the competition alongside Mexico and Canada. Currently, 28 nations have qualified. Countries like Argentina, Brazil, Japan, and England are already in it. As qualifiers roll on, more teams are securing their spots. And talking about soccer, I want to do something different today. No highlight, so I'm going to explain how the World Cup is going to change. The World Cup is returning to the U.S. for the first time since 1994. And this time, it will look completely different. We will have 3 big changes. The first one is the 2026 tournament will be the largest in history, expanding from original 32 teams to a new format with 48 teams. Second change is it will be hosted across the United States, Mexico, and Canada, making it the first World Cup to be shared by 3 nations. Instead of 8 groups, now there will be 12 groups, 4 teams each group. The top 2 will advance for the next phase, as always, and the third change is the 8th best third places teams will advance to the new phase as well. That means more matches and more chances for underdogs. Qualifying is already underway, with traditional nations securing their spots, and many more still fighting to join them. The United States automatically qualifies as a host nation. That's why they're playing Australia right now. And the group draw will happen on December 5th in Kennedy Center. That's all for sports. Stick around for a festive fall accompaniment.
Chances are, every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Crits.
Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say. No. Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
A Wisconsin farmer won first prize in the pumpkin weigh-off at one of the largest U.S. harvest festivals last weekend.
Jim Ford brought the pumpkin to Minnesota's Stillwater Harvest Festival from Fond du Lac County, Wisconsin.
His pumpkin weighed in 2,491 pounds, just 300 pounds short of the world record.
Ford says the key is to grow it early, keep it healthy, and treat the pumpkin with love.
I don't know about you guys, but I did not know pumpkins can grow that big.
All I gotta say is pumpkin.
Okay, cool, and I'm done with that. So that's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for Jeopardy.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everyone.